is one in a series of short videos that I have done for clients and the general public, informative videos. This particular video is on what to do if you are stopped for a traffic infraction by a police officer. Now, the first thing to do, if you are stopped by a police officer, my suggestion is the first thing you do is pull over as soon as possible in an area that is safe for both you and the officer that is following you. Many times I've seen clients pull over in a very unsafe spot, putting themselves and or the police officer at risk. Remember, these police officers are putting their lives on the line every day, and what they do not need is being put in further risk of harm. So pull over in a safe spot. The officer will understand if you have to drive a little bit to get to a safe spot. Then when you find a safe spot, leaving enough room for the officer to pull up behind you, my suggestion is to turn off the vehicle, take your keys out of the ignition, put them on the dashboard, turn on the overhead lights, and put your hands preferably on the driving wheel where they can be visible to the police officer at all times. The officer will then approach you, and as he approaches you, keep your hands on the wheel, and hopefully you have rolled your window down, or you will do so when instructed, and listen to the officer's instructions. Be respectful of the officer. You might think there is no reason for him to have pulled you over, but trust me, there was one. Whether it was your headlight being out, or you're swerving, or you're committing an infraction, or some of your paperwork from your vehicle not being in order, whatever it is, be cooperative. The last thing you want to do is to be antagonistic or uncooperative with the police officer. So do not start looking for documents or going through your car until instructed to do so. Once the officer instructs you to get your paperwork, do so, taking your driver's license out of your wallet, your registration and insurance out of the document holder that it's in, and handing it to the police officer, and letting him proceed. Now, my experience is once the police officer goes back to his vehicle, it might be too late to stop the ticket from being issued. Many times they go back to their vehicle, run your paperwork, and they come back with the ticket in hand. By that time, it's too late. So, if there is any way at all possible to stop the issuance of the ticket in a very cordial and polite way, I would try to engage in some type of conversation with the police officer to prevent that from happening. If for some reason you cannot, do not take it any further. Let the police officer do his job. And once he comes back with the ticket at hand, then the process then turns to defending yourself from that infraction. At that point in time, if necessary, if the ticket is severe enough, I suggest you contact an attorney, and preferably my offices. I've been doing this in New Jersey since 1987, and I'm fully familiar with the procedure, the courts, and the personnel at the various municipal courts that handle those types of matters, and can guide you accordingly. Thank you. I hope this information was informative. Should you need to see me online or look at any other videos, you can reach me on the internet at OswaldoGonzalez.com. OSUALDOGONZALEZ.com. Thank you.